Right, we've come out today because I bought a new piece of equipment, so I just thought I would come to mind just to give it a try out and see what it's like. So of course I've got this new camera, which is what I'm using now, which is the Panasonic, and it's got stabilisation and stuff. Well, what I found is when you're walking along and you're holding onto the camera, of course you're still getting a lot of camera shake, a bit more than what I'd really like. So I've been out on Amazon and I bought myself this. Now this, hopefully you can see it there, is the ZGrip camera stabiliser from Amazon. It costs us, I think the ZGrip itself is something like 18 quid or something, or you can get it as low as 12 quid. But I bought this one which has the light attached to it, so the light's on a hot shoe, so the light will come off. I just thought I'd give it a try. This is genuinely the first time that I've tried it as well, so we're going to see firsthand just what this thing's like. One thing to note though is this whole setup, the ZGrip and the lamp came to, what was it, if I remember right, I think it's about 40 quid or thereabouts. Obviously it was extra for the one with the lamp, but it doesn't actually come with batteries. So on the back, if you can see there, look, that cell on the back, I bought a pair of cells and they on their own were 40 quid. So it's one thing to bear in mind that actually this whole setup actually came to about 80 quid, so now it doesn't seem quite such a good deal, but we'll have a look, we'll see what it's like. So if we're looking at the back, it has got controls for lamp brightness and everything like that, so it's a shame I can't find somewhere just to set this down so we can have a proper look at it. We'll sit it down on here. It's got a foot on the bottom lock, so it'll sit flat. So we've got power on. Hold on to that. As far as I can make out, it came with no instructions, excuse me, as things tend not to these days, but it didn't even come with a CD or anything. The 55 seems to be brightness, so no, I'm telling a lie. That's colour temperature, so I don't know if the camera will pick this. Hopefully it will, because obviously it's the white balance, so you can go right from a very warm light, I presume that's 32,000 Kelvin or something like that, and there's a positive button next to it, all up to 56,000, which is more of a whitey blue sort of colour. And then I believe I'll set it to 46 because that's somewhat midway, isn't it? That button there, now it says 99, so that's light output. So I can reduce it from 99 all the way back to 10. So I'll turn my main lamp off and I'll sit the camera right above it. So the wall in front is probably only about 3 feet away. That's on, as you can see, 10. If I increase the brightness up, all the way up to 99, so it does seem to be giving a good brightness. And the colour temperature, so if I go, wrong button, all the way down to maximum warmth, all the way up to maximum coldness. Now I think it's actually the other way around, isn't it? Isn't the colder the light, the redder it is, or something like that. Anyway, so I've also come to see what the best settings to have this thing on is going to be, because if I turn this off, this is just using me normal cap lamps. This is the light I normally use for doing the videos and stuff, which is actually quite sort of white. This is the KL13 or something, I think it is, lamp. So really I want to mimic something like that, if anything, maybe a little bit warmer. So I'll turn this around so you can see the difference in the colour temperature. You can see how it's working. So I'm just going to reduce this right down to 10. So you can this camera pick this up? Yes, there we go. So I'll put my fingers on the buttons so I can control it. So you can see this here is maximum warmth. Oop. I'm not doing very well, am I? I've turned it off. It's the other two buttons on top, right. So that's going to be maximum coldness. And you can see how the LEDs changed from the white to the orange, depending on what setting I put it on. And you've got any amount of adjustment in between that. So I think, let's see, I think it's probably going to want to be sort of more colder, isn't it? So I'll turn this up to about say 50. I'll put this right onto full power. So if I'm looking at my light in the front and the light there, I probably want it slightly warmer than my cap lamp. So I don't know, I'm thinking about that. That's on 53 at full output. So we'll maybe give it a go at that. Of course, slightly, you know, I don't want to sort of whiten the place out or anything if I'm going close to things. So you know, I don't want it too bright if we're going, because you know, I turn the camera around just like I've done this now. I don't want it to be too bright, because if you look straight into it, it is quite bright. But we'll have a wander down here and see how it copes, and I'll try and get close to things. And I've purposely come to this mine because, as you can see here, we're in a very shaly bit of the mine, so it's going to get very sort of dark browns and, you know, horrible colours, so, or earthy colours should I say. So we see how it copes. So I'm going to flick the camera off. I'm going to mount it onto the ZGrip. So if I come down here, you can see the ZGrip's got this mount underneath. It's got the 1/4 UNC or Whitworth thread or whatever it is. And you can move that around, so you can mount your camera in different locations and stuff. And the idea is to get the weight right so that it sort of balances neutral, like, you know, in a natural position in your hands, so it doesn't want to rock forwards or anything like that. So I'll knock the camera off and we'll stick it on and onto the mount and see what results we get. Alright, okay, so that's the camera now on the ZGrip. Oh, the water seems deeper than what I remember. Must have been raining or something. So stabilisation on the camera is quite good. It's not brilliant, but it's pretty good. And this is supposed to reduce those sort of wrist movements that you naturally have as you're walking along. So it does feel quite stable. To get the balance right, I've had to position the camera quite far back on the mount though, so the battery is actually touching the back of the ZGrip, so it's as far back as it can go. And although this is quite a wide lens on this camera, it can't see the mount that's stuck out probably by about 3/4 of an inch in front of the lens, so that's quite good. So far I think the colours, I think they're a little bit warm for me. I prefer things a little bit sort of cooler. I don't know, I hate it when I hear sort of banging. What I seems to do when I come to these places, I keep hearing noises, you know. So if I turn this round, it's not too bad, is it? Yeah, it's a bit dazzling for me. I'm on to squint a bit, but it's it seems to be lighting. It's maybe a little touch on the bright side, isn't it, maybe? So I can maybe turn this down a little bit. So at the minute I'm running on 99. I'll reduce this down to say 75. Give that a go. Yeah, maybe still a bit bright. I was getting excited there, I thought that was going to be right there. So I'll reduce this further, maybe down to, this is now say 60, so if I go up close, the camera can cope with that look. It's, yeah, that seems a lot better. So I'll turn this round again. I think that's alright, yeah. So now, the plan is, see, that I can use my headlamp for going in a distance like that, looking down, and use this lamp just for the more close-up work. So it was in sort of walking down tunnels and what have you. It's lighting up a bit more of the sort of, you know, the surrounding and things, because sometimes traipsing through tunnels, it's just, you're looking at that dot in the distance from your cap lamp and you can't really see much else, so I'm just trying to improve things a little bit for that. The fact it comes on this ZGrip is just a bit of a bonus really, so no, that looks alright. Let's go into this next chamber because it's a bit sort of, a bit more earthy looking, so we can try and get the colours a bit better, colour temperature. Ooh. No, this used to have like timbers there, didn't it? I don't know if anybody's been in this mine before. I imagine probably people have, because it's quite literally right next to the road, so you can't really miss it. Road to Snaresgill, of course. And I think this mine originally was a met up with Malbec mine, which runs underneath us. So if you go into Malbec, there's very big areas of bad air. Oh, look at this. But when you get, excuse me, all the way in, it has a lot of shafts going very far up into the ceiling, and I imagine it would have come to this mine. Now this is really quite dangerous. It's all unsupported. Yeah, so you can see here, if I turn my cap lamp off, this is purely lit by the ZGrip's lamp. So I could hear noises from outside. Because we're not that deep, so I'm just turning the brightness down a bit. If we're looking at the colours, so you can see that's on 32, which is far too warm. 56, which actually I think 56 looks alright. That's like on fully white light. I'm going to try setting it to 50, just so I'm not maxing it out type of thing. So I'm getting some benefit from the orange LEDs. You can hear things in the distance. It's probably water and stuff dripping down. So here I'm on the squat. Turn the camera around so you can see. Put my big lamp on so I can see. So you can see the sort of, turn this around, the height here, and what I'm looking at is how stable is the camera. Is putting it on this mount. Keep catching my head off the ceiling. It's putting it on this mount, making it more stable. I think it probably is. You can hold it in two ways. So like at the minute, I'm gripping it like I would a wheelbarrow, a watering can, but you can also grip it from the top, which is in some ways a bit easier. But the weight's about right. It's not wanting to swing around or anything like that. I must have eaten too many pies. All this breathing. So we've got this one bit of arching. It's a bit strange though, isn't it? Because one bit of arching between all this shale. I wonder if there's more arching underneath. It's possibly collapsed. Probably what it is underneath all of this. So far it seems alright. So I'm going to continue on. When we come to a junction in a minute, and if I sort of bear off to the right, it's going to take us sort of towards another collapse a bit further in, but it's quite nice in here. It's absolutely pouring down outside. It really pushes through the walls and stuff. You get some nice photographs. And this mine, I'm pretty sure it would have been part of Malbec originally. Some sort of, you know, like upper entrance or whatever you call it. This water's not very good down here. It's stagnant. So I imagine originally it's been pretty massive. For what's left now, it really isn't much at all, which is a shame. But it's always the way, isn't it, when you're not that deep. You're not really into solid rock or anything, so we'll crack on down here. got a few bits and pieces to look at. So I don't know what that is. It seems to be mounted to a piece of wood. It's almost like half pot shaped. So this is the sort of light I was hoping for. But the other thing is, because this is I'm not holding the camera in the way that you would normally hold it with the strap on the side. It allows very sort of low shots like this. So there's no need for this in a mine, of course, but if you want to get some sort of exciting view of, I don't know, people walking or motorcycles going past quickly or whatever, you can hold it really low to the ground, and you can actually put a selfie stick using the hot shoe mount on the top of this ZGrip. We'll have a better look at it when we're outside in the light. And I'll take it all apart so you can see properly. So if you want a super low shot, you can stick it on your selfie stick and hold it right down to the ground. Now this bit here, is it this bit? I think it is. When it's raining, it absolutely streams through here, look. You can see all the lovely formations coming down the wall, and all this sort of black. It's another thing for the colour, so should we mess again with the colour of this? So we are on 50, so I'll try again, look, so we're going down to warmer, which is 32, so it's like you're in the sun or something, isn't it? Right up to maximum, which is 56, and I think we're doing alright. I think a setting of, what would you say, that's 48 there. I think a setting of 48. Alright, I think the colours are not too bad. Big old rock there. The other problem that I have as well, and that was the other reason for buying this ZGrip, was when I'm holding the camera conventionally, I don't know why, because the zoom function is a little slidey switch that's quite well above. Don't want to get my trousers too dirty because I didn't really intend to go mining. It's a little slidey switch on the back of the camera, and I kept flicking the switch all the time, and when you're sort of walking around and you're trying to video stuff, you don't always look at the screen on the camera, so I'm not really looking to see if it's zoomed in or zoomed out. Now in a mine like this, of course, I want it zoomed right out, so it's as wide as possible. Ah no, so I was mistaken, this is where all the water comes through, look, just here. Yeah, this is just a bit of a rise going up. Now, of course, anybody who knows the area, you know, there's the other mines going up above us. So there's ooh. That's being cleared. That's exciting, isn't it? No, last time we were here, and I've been here quite a few times, because like I say, we don't live that far away. That was a collapse, and that was completely blocked. So it looks like somebody's been up and cleared it. See, the roof's got a bit of a bow in it, look. You see? Just here. So it looks like there's a lot of pressure there above. Bit of sulphide on the wall. That might be worth coming back to, wouldn't it? So, like I say, I didn't actually intend to come mining today, so I've not got all my proper gear on, and I don't know if you want to say it's foolish or whatever, but the only lights I've got with us is this one on my head, which is very reliable. It's the I got it from Kaplan.co.uk, and I think they call it the KL, is it the KL13 or something like that? But it's the one that lasts for about 13 odd hours, which it does genuinely seem to be very, very good, you know. But obviously you need a safety lamp as well. So at the minute, going past all that lot, the only safety lamp I've got with us is actually the thing that I'm using to generate the light for the camera. There isn't a maker's name on it. It came with a very basic set of instructions. I know I said before it came with no instructions, but it came with something that just basically said it was made in China. Not to get it wet. Now, we're in a mine. And to not get it wet in a mine that's not going to happen, is it? But having said that, it's the same as this camera that I'm using. The camera, you're not really, you know, it's not weather sealed or anything like that, although it's quite expensive for a camcorder these days. It's not like weather sealed or anything, so, but you know, you buy these things, if something happens to it, it happens to it. It's, you know, it's just part of mine exploring, isn't it? You know, things don't last forever. Unlike the DSLR, which of course was weather sealed, so with that's why generally you still use that for climbing through wet holes and all this sort of thing, because DSLR doesn't care about the water really. But anyhow, back to the review of this thing. So this is, like I said, the ZGrip from Amazon, also available off eBay and other retailers. And the ZGrip seems to be doing a good job. I won't be able to tell till we get back what this is like, so see if the footage is any more stable than normal and stuff. But I feel, I'm just going to turn the screen around, I feel because I've now got the light coming from the camera that the light produced by this, it's not sort of blinding the camera so much. So if I turn off this big light, which I think is that button there, so this is what it was like before, and you can see, I know it was always a problem that you get too much intense light from your cap lamps, and it causes that, especially if I look right at it and you just can't really see anything. And I know you probably don't want to look at my face all the time, but it just gives a bit more interest, doesn't it, to the video if you sort of turning the camera around and things. So I think this is going to do what I wanted. Turn that back on, give the camera a chance to settle, and Bob's your uncle. So yeah, quite pleased with it. So I'm going to go for a bit of a walk, and I'll go outside and I'll start stripping this down, and then you can see exactly what you get for the money. Like I say, the whole lot was about 40-ish. 40 quid, but with no batteries, so do bear in mind the batteries for that, they're expensive. They are quite big, so I imagine, I mean, it's only powering some LEDs, isn't it? So I imagine they're going to last a fair while. But we'll have a closer look. I'll set off back to the entrance, and we'll have a look at the rig and see what we get for the money. Right, so now we're outside. So this is what you get for the money. So it's a plastic handle with a foam sheath, and to be honest, it does feel quite cheap. It seems well enough made, but what I don't like about it, I don't know if you can see this, looking straight at it, is the plastic's got a slight twist to it, so the lamp on top actually tilts slightly to the right hand down, which is a bit of a shame really. But if I put it down and I sort of press on it, you can see it's got a little bit of flex, but pretty much it's alright. It's not that flexible, it's not enough to cause you a problem. And then if we screw the lamp off, this is on a hot shoe mount, which again it's pretty cheap, pretty basic. I'll put the light down. You can see that can move up and down this slot, as your camera can up and down these slots here, just standard thread. Underneath you can see there the layout. It's got a set of feet on there, and it also has a thread underneath the adjustment knob so that you can attach it to a tripod, which I don't know why you'd want to do that, but it could be quite handy I suppose. And then if we look at the light, you can see it's an array of LEDs alternating from white to orange, has a hot shoe mount underneath and a GoPro style clamp. You can undo that to allow it to, does this allow it to swivel? Oh no, that unscrews it from, yeah, so that's going to unscrew it from the lamp itself. So it looks like the lamp's also got a 1/4 UNC thread on, which is handy, as does the hot shoe underneath. And then if you look at the back, the battery is just a clip-on, clip-off affair. And these batteries are like 20 quid each, so they ain't cheap. 7.4 volts. Clip that back on. So on the back we've got 4 buttons, look. So we've got the power button, which will turn it on and off. The M button, which seems to change the LED from D to C. So one of them is the brightness, the other one is the colour temperature. You've got plus and minus, so if we hold it on, you can see it's on orange and on 48. Change it to blue, so that's the light output, which I'm on 60, the colour temperature, which I'm on 48. Now also I think if you double press is that what you do with it? The power button? Yeah. If you hold it for a second, it's flashing 99, which means the battery's still fully charged. So however long it's taken for me to make this video, which isn't that long, it stayed at full charge, so that looks alright. So you can see here, I'll put them together. The Zeadio ZGrip. Hopefully that's of some use to somebody, and you can now see, because I did go on YouTube and see if I could see reviews of these things. I could get plenty of unboxing, but I couldn't see anybody that actually tried it. So now you can see the sort of video that it'll produce. Like I say, this is a stabilised camera, but it does suffer from, you know, all that when you're holding it with your hand and everything like that. So because you can hold this like this or like that, it seems to limit the movement more. And I think it's working. I think it seems to do the job. So for the price, you can't really go wrong, can you? Well, I hope you've enjoyed this short video. Tommy for Mine Exploration. Please give us a thumbs up if you like the video, or give us a thumbs down if you didn't like it. And if you could subscribe, that would be great, because it just tells us that you want to see more, you like what we're doing. So thank you for watching.